When did we get back?
An hour ago. Did you talk to your brother?
No.
You mean you just happened by?
And you claim that my timing's bad. Why?
Okay. Well, let's just hope that your timing's getting better.
So how was the trip?
It was relaxing.
For the body and the soul?
Well, I did a lot of thinking. Did you?
Well, between the fiasco on the Queen Mary, fighting off the press, waging war with Sally Spectre, sure, I had plenty of time.
Yeah, I read about the fashion show.
Am I going to read about it in your next issue?
Would you prefer not to?
Amen to that.
Well, I'm not publishing a tabloid, so you don't have to worry.
Thank you. You were missed, you know.
Was I?
Very much.
That's nice to hear. I saw your brother today.
How was that?
He never ceases to amaze me, Ridge.
Well, he's a forester.
You know, I have never felt so disarmed or put at ease by anyone in my entire life. I mean, he said to me the exact words I needed to hear. He let me off the hook, Ridge. Me and my conscience. And you know what? For the first time in 2 years, I feel totally free and unburdened.
That sounds a little like a warning.
Because maybe it is.
Of soda and scotch on the rocks.
Thank you, Alphonse. Miss Dixon. Devaney Dixon.
Yes,
It's a very pretty name.
it was nice of you to say that.
Other people have said it to you before, I'm sure.
No, not since the accident.
The accident?
When my face was burned. No one has described me, or my name even, as being pretty since it happened.
What kind of accident was it, Devaney?
Actually, it wasn't an accident at all.
Well, what was it?
It was intentional.
Intentional?
Yes.
My God.
At the prime of my life, I had everything. A future, enough money to make my dreams come true, and suddenly this. Now it's all over.
I don't know what to say except that I'm very sorry.
Thank you. So am I.
This is going to sound terribly trite, but it's true. At least you didn't lose your life.
Sometimes, Mr. Forrester, it's
Please
almost...
call me Thorne.
Sometimes, Thorne, it's almost better if a person does lose their life.
Oh, you really don't mean that, do you?
I can see that you've never suffered a personal tragedy.
Oh, I'm going through one right now.
You are.
Not physical like yours, but a tragedy nonetheless. Believe it or not, Miss Dixon, I know what you're going through far more than you can imagine.
Hi. I was hoping you'd be home.
Oh, why?
Well, there's a nice little Italian restaurant that's opened up down by the beach, and it's supposed to be the hottest little eatery in town. And we have a table waiting.
Bill, I can't.
Why?
Mark, I have to pick him up.
He's still at the babysitter's?
No. He's with Clarke. I won't be very long.
Don't leave right now. I want to talk to you. So what is Clarke doing with the boy at this hour?
He picked him up from the babysitter.
Why?
He wanted to see him.
So anytime he wants to see him, we accommodate him.
No.
I made plans for this evening.
Honey, if I had known that you had made plans,
No, Margo. If I had been told about Clarke's plans, the man can't expect to walk in here and see this boy whenever he wants to.
Billy's the baby's father.
What, does that give him carte blanche to disrupt our lives whenever he pleases?
No. No, you're right. I shouldn't have said that.
I thought the three of us were going to sit down and make plans about the visitation schedule.
Well, we were, but then, I don't know, everyone just got so busy.
Clarke got too busy.
Bill, I don't want to argue with you.
Who is arguing? I thought we were in agreement on this. Clarke is interrupting our personal lives. We are, aren't we?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm caught up in the middle of all this.
Why? Is he pressuring you about the boy?
No.
Then stop protecting him. If you want my opinion, Clarke shouldn't see this child at all. He's a bad influence on him. When you pick up that child, you tell Garrison I want to talk to him.
About what?
Adoption. Mark should be my son.
What kind of tragedy happened to you?
My wife left me.
When?
Last week.
Did she leave you for another man?
No.
Then why?
Things haven't been right between us for a while. The point is, you are not the only one suffering.
Your scars are on the inside, where people can't see them.
I'm not going to minimize what happened to you. I mean, I can hardly imagine the pain that you've been through, both physically and emotionally. But the point is, Devaney, it's almost always the case that people perceive us far differently than we think they do.
Meaning what?
Meaning that you are not the unattractive individual you think you are.
You have no idea, Thorne.
Well, why don't you give me an idea? Take off the veil and let me see what you look like.
All right, I've been warned. You're a free agent again.
I'm also looking for an answer.
To what?
To a little fact that I pointed out before I left town. You are in love with two women, Ridge. And you're going to have to choose one of us. So have you made up your mind yet?
Adoption? You can't be serious.
Of course I'm serious.
A Clarke would never even consider giving Mark up for adoption.
He better consider it. Because I sure as hell am not going to stand for this. This is no way to run a family.
Okay, fine. I'll set up a visitation schedule.
Well, we tried that. It didn't work. If Clarke will not accept my terms of 1 weekend a month, then we'll let the courts decide. But he is no longer allowed to have these spur-of-the-moment visits, and he is never allowed to pick up that baby at the babysitter's. And you can tell him that. Maybe if you hurry back, we can at least salvage part of the evening.
Have you been talking to Brooke?
Brooke?
Yes.
No. Of course not. Why do you ask me that?
Because she's been talking to me, and it sounds like both of you are singing the same song.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, really?
Well, that's very interesting. So she also believes you're in love with both of us.
That's what it seems to come down to, yes.
Well, we both can't be wrong, Ridge, can we?
Well, then maybe the three of us should sit down and hash this out.
All right, you know what, Ridge? This is funny only to a point. And we passed that point several minutes ago. Now, have you or have you not made your decision? Who's it going to be, Ridge? Me or Brooke?
Margo.
Well, who did you expect?
Quiet. The baby's sleeping.
Sorry.
I would think you would know better.
I said I was sorry. You know, Clarke, you have managed to complicate my life more than any human being I have ever known. You made me pregnant, you abandoned me with the baby, you marry my office mate, and you aggravate my husband. And then to just top it all off, you steal the major design of my career.
That.
Or whatever the hell it was you did, I certainly didn't give it to you willingly.
Margo, I swear to you, I didn't know it was your design when I sketched the Spectre showstopper. It was all subconscious. I saw yours that morning, and I did a lot of designs since then, and I didn't...
It was just bubbled up out of your subconscious and onto the sketch pad. And the rest is history, I suppose.
I'm sorry, but that's the way it happened.
Oh, fine. That's just fine. Well, where does that leave me? What do I tell Eric? He's given me 24 hours to find a solution to this enigma.
You tell him you searched through your mind, and you have no idea how it happened.
Do you ever listen to yourself? I doubt it, because I think if you did, you would be stunned at what you expect of me. When does this stop? When does this end? When do you finally stop taking and start giving? When do you finally become a man instead of an egotistical, self-centered, overgrown brat who only thinks about himself, and you don't even do that very well? Oh.
You want me to take off my veil.
Yes.
It's not a pretty sight.
I'm sure it's not half as bad as you think it is.
All right. If you'll go out to the terrace, I will take off my veil.
You're not going to be able to pick him up from the babysitters anymore because Bill's upset.
Margo.
I'm sorry, but we'll just have to work something out. Yeah. Clarke, there's no more to be said about it. And I'll think of something to say to Eric.
No. It's time that I talk to him.
Talk to him.
Yes. About what happened.
He'll fire you. You'll never work again.
Nah, I'm good. That's not my ego talking. I'll work again.
And Clarke, you won't be working in California.
I'll work in New York, Paris, Milan.
Clarke, listen to me. I don't want you saying anything to Eric. Now, do you understand me?
I thought that this was too much for you.
Well,
to
now
handle.
Would you just forget about what I said? I'm sure we can come up with a solution. Oh, New York, Paris, Milan.
No, Caroline. I've not made any decision about you or Brooke.
Are you going to make one?
Yes,
When?
soon.
Soon? And in the meantime?
In the meantime, I have a company to run. And at the moment, it's in a very delicate position. Look, I'm not using this as an excuse. It's just a fact.
You know what, Ridge? I have a company to run, too. And I also have a personal life to live, and they are not one and the same. They shouldn't be either for you.
Then you and I both know where we stand then.
We do?
Caroline, what about Thorne?
Thorne can cope with this. I am more certain of that than ever, having talked to him today.
Thorne can handle you and I becoming involved again?
If he doesn't remember about him shooting you, then yes, I think that he'll be fine. All right, and if he does remember, I don't know, that might be a whole other story. Rich, I don't know what he'll do.
Okay. You can look now. Pretty ugly, isn't it?
You've obviously had some very bad burns.
Has anyone ever told you that you're the master of understatement?
Listen to me. Everyone in life has traumas. I mean, we can't avoid them. My brother was shot by an intruder. I lost my wife a few days ago. Who knows what's going to happen to any of us? But for sure, life is going to hurt us again. One and for all, that much we can be positive of. You've been burned by this accident. I'm sorry for you, believe me, I am. I feel for you. But you can't stop living because of it. The point is, we have to keep on surviving. We can't hide behind veils. Life isn't over. And if people laugh at you and think that you're ugly, you just know in your heart that these people can't see beyond the superficial to what really matters, your heart and your soul. End of sermon.
Well, Mr. Forrester, that was pretty potent. What do you say we drink to it? And then I'll tell you the story about my accident.